Hey, boo!
Sarcophagi, my sweetie.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen Peaches Christ? I'm looking for her. We're supposed to be meeting up.
Well, I have no idea where she is.
You don't? Well, if you happen to see her, tell her to meet me up in the balcony.
All right. I hope you look for her.
You want to help me look for her? Yeah. Well, if you must. Come on, let's go. We're going to find Peaches. Normally of spooky movie television. This here, right here, this lovely vision of stunning. Look at how stunning she is. This is Peaches Christ, ladies and gentlemen. I would have you applaud, but that'd be weird because you're at home by yourself.
I wouldn't hear it.
And she wouldn't hear a thing. She wouldn't hear a thing. Now listen, I'm going to ask you a whole lot of questions. It's going to be personal and hopefully it'll make you cry like you're on Oprah or something.
I feel like I'm on Oprah.
Yes.
So thank you, Dr. Sarcophaga.
Oh, that's even closer than you thought it was. All right.
And I practiced.
Did you practice? Now first of all, we're here at the American Film Institute seeing the Maryland, D.C. premiere of All About Evil, which is a charming play on the title All About Eve with Betty Davis. Now, I've done a lot of research, as you can see.
Yes.
As you can see here, and I know that you and your brother, you're twins, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, you know what? My mama had an Adam's apple just like yours.
Oh, really? Did she?
Yeah.
It's sort of, it's like a beauty mark.
Yeah, that's a very pretty beauty. You got two beauty marks. I like the beauty mark right there.
It's right.
Yeah. She had a mustache, though. You don't have a mustache, but your mama.
I think I might know your mother.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
You might. Everything, it's all possible. It's a small world. All right, let me get into the questions.
Okay.
Because I'm just a nutcase.
Here we go.
Okay. Now, when your brother came up with this, now what was the initial spark for the idea to make the film?
Well, he has told me that he was really inspired because old movie theaters were sort of his passion. You know, for him and for me, movie theaters are sort of our churches. It's where we go to worship what we love. And I kind of, back in San Francisco where I'm from, I'm sort of a cult leader of sorts, and I get to hold these things, midnight masses.
Oh, I've heard about your midnight masses. Yes, I have. Yeah.
And we get to celebrate all the movies we love. And the movie theaters, a lot of the old single-screen movie theaters were closing, and so this movie was sort of inspired by, the anxiety and fear about that. What lengths should we go to save our single-screen movie theaters? And I think he believes that even if it means, murder, then we should do it.
Oh, yes, killing people up just to make sure you get what you want. Dog eat dog and then really eat the dog. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, so cannibalism, as I recall, the movie doesn't feature any cannibalism that I can remember.
No, you're right.
No, you should try
the
to
next one. Yeah,
I liked it. I saw your cameo. It was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, lovely. Now I want to, before I go back more into the movie, now I have seen you're all over YouTube.
Right,
and I got to see you singing. You sound good.
Thank you.
I swear to God, while I was watching it, it was reminding me of all the best of the glam rock 60s of David Bowie. And one of my favorite movies in the whole world was Velvet Goldmine. And I was just watching all that, and I was like, well, you know, is that going to be part of some of the things we're going to be seeing this evening with your 4D experience?
Yes. A lot for the 4D experience. You know, what we offer is, you know, I am in the movie.
Yes.
And so here I am in the flesh. You can touch me.
Oh,
I'm touching you.
Yes, you can touch me.
3D is nothing.
No.
You know, anymore. When the characters can step off the screen and reach out and grab you. And that's what we promise. And a lot of glitter and sequins. Yes, I love glam rock. And live performances, you know, and there might even be a surprise performance in there, maybe with someone else who's in the movie. So we'll see. Yeah, it kind of changes city by city. Everywhere we go, the show's a little bit different because we actually tailor it for each market.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because it kind of has what you call, as I recall in another interview, well, actually with your brother, where's like a vaudeville bus and truck cool kind of thing.
It is sort of the circus, the ragtag underground world of drag horror traveling across the country.
What does drag mean?
Well,
because I don't know what drag. Last time I heard of a drag queen, I always thought drag queen was those nice ladies in those 50s movies where the drag racing was happening and she was that girl with the flag. That's what I thought a drag queen was.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so did you do that with the cars running by you?
No, I'll just say this. The best, in this movie, in this world, when we refer to drag, we're really referring to our costumes.
Oh,
it's just a costume.
It's just a costume.
It's another word for costume.
Oh, am I wearing the costume right now?
This is your drag. You're in full high drag.
Oh, I'm in drag.
Look at this drag.
Oh, I'm feeling like, oh, that's wonderful. But let me get back more into the movie. I was given the opportunity to actually see you. Ooh, you go ahead. You just gleam.
Make love to the camera.
Cheese it, baby. Cheese it. Yeah, Lord, everybody, wipe the camera off. It's on there. I know it's on there. Now, the movie, I got a chance to see it, and let me tell you, I hate using the word homage because homage makes it feel like, oh, you copy. But I left there going, it had the best of the cleverest deaths and things like Dr. Fives was going on in there, and I know they got the inevitable comparisons to John Waters, of course, but I saw a lot of Brian De Palma going on in there.
I'm glad you're one of the, you're one of the first people to use that word, and me and my brother and the cinematographer actually did watch a bunch of Brian De Palma before shooting All About Evil. I watched The Phantom of the Paradise with
that
him.
was going to say, Phantom of the Paradise got some great Carrie kind of moments going on there.
Very Carrie, yep.
Oh, and what's the young lady's name that I love so much, but I'm a cheerleader?
Natasha Lyonne.
Oh, you know, it made me laugh when there's a bit, and I don't want to give away anything about the movie.
No spoilers.
But there's a bit where she sits there going, die, mommy, die. And that was one of my favorite movies with that charming.
And she's in it.
Yes,
that's the thing. It's an homage to a movie that she's in.
Oh, yes, exactly. What was that lovely Charlene Bush? What's the actress in there that starred in this?
Charles Bush.
I thought it was Charlene.
Isn't it strange how she has the name of a man? But, these are the times we live in. It's just weird.
It's like Glenn Close, Glenn Close has that man's name and everything. Glenn. But I loved, what's her name? Jackie Lemon in Some Like It Hot.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Lemon was fierce in Some Like It Hot.
I didn't think it was too fierce. It didn't have a spear. But I know what you mean. Now, let me... You're a good audience. I like you. All right. Now, for all of the gore that's in the film, how did your brother, decide what was too much, what was too little, or did they get exactly everything he wanted on screen?
Well, I think, I remember on set and with the actors, he talked to us a lot about the tone of the film and the tone that he wanted to create. And it was sort of a melding. The idea was really to take movies that we all loved, Herschel Gordon Lewis films and Grindhouse movies and a lot of the films we loved, but to make our own movie in a sense and to kind of create a tone that's both comedic, but also, kind of a little bit just weird. And some serious tone, some noir a little bit, And so he talked a lot about that with us performers.
I noticed that with the scenes with the son and Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira in real life.
Yes.
Oh, you know, it was fun to see her make fun of herself, but in the most quiet and understated way.
Yeah.
Especially, there was a scene where I have to mention this scene where, you know, the young man says he loves an older woman.
Yes.
And this is where I enjoyed how things were framed and set up so nicely, because she says, how old?
Yes.
And then you do, well, your brother does this charm and cut to that poster, and I'm just like, that's just plain old funny.
Right, right.
And you could tell that she wanted to laugh, but oh, it was just...
She's committed. You know, she's played, Cassandra has played Elvira for so long. I mean, like 30 years now.
Yes.
30 years. And very rarely removes her drag.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
To kind of step out and play a different role. So I really harassed her into doing it. It was sort of harassment. It was a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of sort of stalking. She and I were on tour. Peaches Christ and Elvira were on tour for the anniversary of her film, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Love the
and
film.
every day I would say, when are you going to do this movie all about evil, you know? And so she finally agreed. She was horrified because we put her in like Old Navy clothes and, you know.
She did it.
She still looks hot, doesn't she?
She still looks really wonderful.
We frumped her up. We frumped her up as best we could.
Work.
No, she's still sexy. She's a MILF in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
MILF. Y'all look that up if y'all don't know what that is. I know what it is. Just pretend it's a burp.
Yeah.
MILF.
She's a burp.
Oh, she's a charming burp.
Yeah.
Big, beautiful. Anyway, what was
two burps.
She's two very large burps. Now, the other thing I want to know now your brother, now realizing the pedigree, because when you see all the posters going on and the homages going on, one thing that I definitely love was the scene where the pep talk scene at the restaurant.
Oh yes.
I
can tell you a secret about that scene.
Please do.
But I'll let you answer your question. That was the first scene we shot of the entire film. Was that monologue?
Well, I tell you, the thing that I like the most is just seeing the flames rising up out of it. I was like, that is so funny, because it was just, it kind of reminded me of Cecil B. Demented with the what is that young lady who's got all that plastic surgery and married to
Melanie Griffith.
Yeah, Melanie Griffith, yes. It was just, that scene was just really effective because it was just so funny watching that grease fire going on in the back of her head.
I remember when my brother went to scout locations.
Yes.
And that diner, that was not actually in the screenplay, and that diner had that chef, the owner, was this man. He didn't speak any English, and he was back there cooking in the kitchen, and he was using a lot of fire.
Yes.
And I remember my brother saying, you know what, we should see if we can't put him in the movie, and let's talk to him. So there was actually someone, a PA, production assistant, that's industry lingo, down at that chef's ankle. And every time I'd push a button, they'd squeeze his ankle and the fire would go. I mean, my brother would push a button.
That was, because I thought that was a very effective scene. Now, going back to what I was going to ask about your brother. Now, what was he like as a little boy? I mean, was he like...
He was so weird.
Was he weird? He wasn't doing that G. Gordon Liddy kind of thing where we're holding his hand over a flame or eating little rats? Or...
Yeah, I think he really liked, you know, he liked all this stuff, you know, from, you know, I think some of us are just drawn to the macabre. We're you know, we're really just kind of evil from the start, you know? And he was a lot like me in that sense. He liked the spooky things, the scary movies. He loved Elvira as a kid. He loved Elvira.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he wanted to be Elvira, if you know what I mean.
I
He was a little strange, but you know, just as a kid, and he was the neighborhood kid who always wanted to make the haunted houses and make the little movies and you know, and all that stuff. So he was an odd one.
Oh, I could definitely identify with that, because you know, I noticed that you had such a charming serial killer theme going, and I figured, did you have your own favorite lady serial killer? Who's your favorite?
Well, I guess my favorite.
You should have said your brother's favorite.
Well, I had a favorite. I mean, most of my favorites, because to really idolize a real serial killer, like seems. odd to me. I get it in some ways, but I just was never, and my brother never really got into that too much.
So
but
you wouldn't have anything like, you know, like I have my own personal. I have these. These are my gangster and serial killer club cards. Yes, I was going to show you my favorites.
Creepy.
Yeah, I know. I'm a creepy son. That's why I'm a horror host. Here's my favorite serial killer.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. Well, right here, Mary Flora Bell. She was 11 years old. She killed off a lot of children. She was 11 years old and strangled people.
Yeah, she was famous. But I think for me and my brother, we really liked Norman Bates.
Oh, of course, Norman Bates.
I loved Buffalo. I tend to like the killers in the movies.
Oh,
you know,
the killers
I
in the
really
movies,
do.
the real life ones.
Well, the real life ones, it's sort of like, I don't know. It's there's something. There's no fantasy involved. Freddy Krueger. I loved Freddy Krueger.
I love Freddy Krueger.
Loved Freddy Krueger, and I loved. And I liked all the tranny killers. Well, Norman Bates was a tranny killer. I loved Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, Buffalo Bill was amazing.
Yeah.
I think he was underrated simply because Hannibal Lecter was always...
Hannibal got all the credit, but really, Buffalo Bill, I mean, hello.
It was his movie. I thought Buffalo
she stole the show, really.
Yeah. Now, before I want to go a little bit more into the movie one more time, but I want to go more into you as the performer. Now, I see you. See, look at that.
You did your research. You have files.
See, this is the cool thing about your shows. You actually did a show on Purple Rain.
Yes.
Oh my God! You had somebody playing the dove.
I did, yes. My sidekick, Martini.
Oh my God.
She's famous for being the most flawed and tragic drag queen in all of San Francisco. And so when we do Sing Along Purple Rain, Martini plays the dove. She's sort of an interpretive dancing dove. And we do a whole Prince spectacular at the beginning of the show.
Do y'all do the horny pony? You know how to do that?
No, we don't. We do.
You probably wouldn't want to do that in those charming.
No, we do. We do open the show with me on a motorcycle. However,
Awesome. I love the idea of that. I wish I could see that. Now I hear, as I was saying about your music. Now you had something called Idol Worship. Is that what it was called?
Yes, that was my first single. Idol Worship.
Yes, what kind of song was it?
I would say it's sort of like, the kids would describe it as sort of goth industrial, kind of.
Yeah. I would have
It was
loved
sort of like that.
Susie and the Banshee kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Ministry meets, RuPaul.
I love that. Now you traveled all over the place with your, not to put a mean point on it, but your bus and truck tour of the states and abroad. How many places have you gone that you can just rattle off?
Lord. Okay, so we started in San Francisco, where our world premiere was. Then we did Austin, Texas.
Yes. How did they receive you in Austin, Texas?
I was afraid because even though Austin is like weird, keep Austin weird.
Yeah.
I was nervous. It's in Texas.
Yes,
let's be
honest,
because
but it
was
glamorous, and they don't have a lot of glamour down there.
I thought I was going to get pushed. Oh, right, exactly. Yes. I thought, I was nervous, but it went really well. Austin was great. We did 2 shows at the famous Alamo Draft House.
Oh,
fabulous movie theater.
Yes.
You can get fried pickles there and watch a movie, and it's just fabulous. And we did Los Angeles, Seattle, New York City, Milwaukee, Chicago.
Brussels in Belgium, is that?
That was a different tour. That was years ago
Mm-hmm.
when I had just short films before I'd made a feature. Yes. I was flown to Brussels and showed those movies there, and the audience didn't react at all.
What?
But this is the thing.
I thought the Germans would love.
No, Brussels is in Belgium.
Oh, Belgium.
So they don't. But I didn't know they don't react. I guess it's the culture. And afterwards, I was swarmed, and they wanted photographs and autographs and stuff. Okay. I didn't know, though, while I was doing the show, that culturally they just observe. They don't really respond. So I would crack a joke, and there would be like a tumbleweed, a Brussels tumbleweed would blow across the stage.
Exactly, a lot of crickets.
It was hard. A lot of crickets. I heard all the crickets in Brussels that night.
And but in a sense, the fact that they were giving you your absolute attention as a performance artist, I can kind of dig that.
It was art. They thought I was an artist.
But you are an artist.
Thank
you are an actress and everything.
I'm just a low and humble queen trying to get by.
I know there's a drag queen with the cars and the flags. Now, Mink Stone. How in the world did you get yourself involved with the charming Mink Stone?
Well, growing up in Maryland, as a kid, as a young queen.
As a young queen.
As a young queen, I discovered the world of John Waters and Divine and Mink Stole and Edith Massey, Mary Vivian Pierce, and that was mind-blowing for me. It blew my mind that these guys, the Dreamlanders, were making these movies right down the street. I couldn't believe it. So I grew up and I became, you know, this person who got to program midnight movies and create shows around midnight movies. And one time, we had the nerve to ask one of our idols to come to San Francisco and be honored at our show. And we asked Mink Stole to come. This was 10 years ago. And she agreed. And she was the first celebrity to come and do my show. And we became friends after that. And we just have done a lot of shows over the years.
Imagine that's stunning. Trading, you know, makeup techniques and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, she has amazing stories because just think of all the movies she's made.
I know.
All the things she's seen.
What made me laugh so hard is that she has such an innocent face, but to see her in these movies, every movie I've ever seen, is she could cuss up a storm.
That's right.
And you would never know it. She has that kind of Angela Lansbury dignity about her. And then she just lets fly.
That's the thing. Mink is a great actress. She can do it all. You look at her film career, it's like she played Peggy Gravel. She played Connie Marble. She played Dottie Hinkle. You know, she plays Evelyn the loudmouth librarian and All About Evil. She really can play any part.
And she's wonderful. Now, All About Evil, are we going to have any more? Is it going to be more evil to be all about?
It's my dream, and I've talked to my brother about this, to do sort of like in the old days. I don't want to do a sequel. I don't think a sequel is appropriate, you know, but I think a trilogy of evil would be a lot of fun. So I'm actually working with my brother on developing a screenplay called The Three Faces of Evil. I'd like to do 3 movies about wicked women who do horrible things. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully I'll get to make another movie.
And before I let you go and be a glimmer in everybody's eye here, what do you think the fascination is behind having women as killers in film as opposed to just, you know, regular old, you know, dudes?
I think, for me, growing up, I just was always attracted to strong female characters, and that's my favorite, you know, and I go see movies and if it's too male or humorless, I get bored. So I just have always preferred, you know, really great, strong, well-written female characters, whether they're murdering people or, you know, raising a family. That's just what I'm attracted to.
Well, I remember seeing a photograph of you dressed in the charming Joan Crawford gear.
Oh, I love Joan Crawford.
Yeah, awesome. Now, I just want to say that I really gushed a great deal over your film. I enjoyed it immensely, and I'm looking forward to seeing it with the audience and see how they react, and especially to see the 4D experience, and as an homage itself to vaudeville and to William Castle.
That's right.
In such a respect. And look, y'all, first of all, let me say it's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you for having me.
Such a fetching young lady like yourself, and your hair is just making me jealous.
Thank you.
But before we started cameras, I was saying that I never really have much hair. When my hair comes in, it kind of comes in like you know, like Bozo the Clown, not an afro, but a half-fro. And so just watching you give me hope that this poor bald-headed man can get himself a head full of hair.
Yes, it will happen.
So let us bow to our audience.
Thank you.
And thank y'all so much. And y'all go and y'all try your best to see All About Evil somewhere where it's touring. Oh, and Fangoria already gave it 3 skulls out of 4. Yeah, if you got one more skull, you could have got money at that slot machine.
Yeah, that's right.
You sure could have. But anyway, y'all go on. I'm Dr. Top Cover Guy of Spooky Movie. This is Peaches Cries. All About Evil, that's what I'm talking about. And y'all have a nice night. Go on now.
Good night.
Let me do that too.
Perfect.